Thank you so much for joining us today and joining me. Thank you for clicking and viewing my channel. It's another opportunity, it's another chance that God has given to us. We are here. Yes, thank you for those that have subscribed to my channel. If you're new here, I would like to ask you to subscribe just right now. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for being here once again. So today we have a very interesting topic that we are going to discuss. We are going to talk about courtship and dating in a Christian perspective. So I want us to understand that courtship and dating has become a topic that is not discussed frequently in our churches. And because of that, many young people have entered to the world, or they are taking the world view about courtship and about dating. But today we are here, we want to discuss courtship in a Christian way because this topic has led so many young people into crisis, unwanted pregnancies, abortions, and it has caused people a lot of pain. So we want to understand from a Christian perspective, what is this courtship? How should you behave while you're in courtship? How long should your courtship take? And today with me in my channel, I have a guest, a mother in this town of Nakuru, a friend that I have known for some time now, and she's also a pastor's wife. So help me welcome my guest to the channel. Her name is Pastor Patricia. Most of you know her. She's a co-pastor in Chosen Generation Church in Nakuru. Thank you so much for joining me and
Thank you so
welcome
much,
to my
Miriam.
channel.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for being here. Thank you
Thank
for
you so much.
accepting to be in this channel.
Thank you so
And
much.
I am sure that our viewers are going to learn a lot from this channel.
Thank you.
So kindly, ma'am, introduce yourself to my viewers. Let them understand who you are. Besides ile introduction nimekupatia, alafu tuendelee.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Miriam, first of all, for welcoming me to your channel. It's such a nice place to be.
Yes.
And already I'm in love with the topic of today.
Thank you.
My name is Pastor Patricia Benson. I'm a pastor at Chosen. I'm a co-pastor at Chosen Generation Church.
Yes.
We pastor there together with my husband, an amazing man of God, Reverend Benson Nganga.
Amen.
And I'm a mother, and I'm a nurse by profession.
Yes.
I'm also what? I'm also a founder of an organization called
Yes.
Better You Foundation. And I'm so delighted to be here. Thank you so much for welcoming me here.
Thank you.
Yes.
To me, I count it a privilege.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a wonderful job here in Nakuru.
Yes.
Talking, organizing events for our young people, and having those sessions, talking to them and so on. So you're doing a wonderful job to the
Thank
glory
you.
of God.
Thank you.
And we continue to pray for you for more grace, for
Thank
more
you.
grace
Thank you.
for this generation, because
Thank you.
indeed there is a need. There is a great gap that needs to be filled, especially in this generation. And in this channel, we discuss so many things.
Wow.
And one of the things that we are going to discuss today, or we love to talk about, is bringing back God's idea or God's agenda when it comes to marriages and families. And as we always say, that things don't end up wrong, but things start wrong. So that is why we are here to talk to those young people that are planning to get to this institution of marriage, and from starting from where they are beginning it, courtship. So we are going to discuss about that. But just before we get to that, maybe I ask, how many years are you in marriage?
Oh, I'm between 10 to 15 years. Let me say that.
10 to 15.
Yes.
That's some good experience about marriage. I'm sure
Yes.
you have some good experience about marriage.
I have.
You have seen the ups and the downs, zile huwa tunasema kwa vows. So you have come to understand them. You have something you can tell to the young people that are getting into marriage.
Yes.
So let's go straight to our topic. And our topic today is about courtship. Let's understand, what is courtship? What is courtship level when it comes to a relationship? Yes.
Wow. Thank you, Miriam. Now, anybody or let me say, like anybody that want to settle into marriage, you can never skip the courtship stage.
Yes.
Because that is a stage that now the relationship that you enter into is not just a relationship like of just like the way we are friends.
Yes.
It's a relationship that is based, and the goal of it is to lead into marriage,
Yes.
if God allows it.
Yes.
And so it's a season that a man and a woman, or a lady and a gent meet, and there is some form of romantic love
Yeah.
that is what is being what that is leading you to be together.
Yeah.
And so it's a stage that is very, very important. It's the basis of every marriage. No marriage without a courtship level.
Yes.
And so this is a very important stage, because every home starts with a courtship.
Yeah.
I mean, with a courtship stage of relationship. And so it's a stage that is very important, and it's a stage that if you start it so well, it adds the marriage becomes so solid. It determines how a marriage goes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, courtship is very important, by the way. This is a stage where you learn. You know, we say marriage is for a lifetime. And something that is for a lifetime, you
Yeah.
have to be very sure about whoever you're getting into it with. Because if we are talking about a lifetime, it means every day, every morning you wake up, this person is there.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, this person is there.
I know.
And so on and so on and so on. So, courtship level, it is very important. And as you said, it is a step that young people cannot afford, or anyone cannot afford to skip.
Yes.
You cannot afford to skip.
You cannot afford
and
to
it's
skip.
also a state that you need to be very keen when you're in it.
Yes.
Very alert when you're in it. It is a place you come to understand more about your partner.
Yes.
And so on.
Yes.
So we have the importance of being in courtship. There's so many things that are making this courtship level very important. But now we want to talk about courtship level in a Christian perspective. Because right now we can see so many things happening in the social media and so many other places, and these things are becoming like a confusion to our Christian our Christian values and so on. So we want to understand, how are we supposed to carry ourselves when we are in this courtship level? Me as a lady, how am I supposed to carry myself? What should I do? And up to what extent should I go? As a Christian lady or as a Christian man? Let's talk about this. How am I expected to carry myself?
Wow.
Sasa wachana na ile ya dunia,
Yeah.
ile yenye unaambiwa or ile yenye umeona your friend doing.
Yeah.
You are a pastor's wife and you are also a mother.
Yes.
We need to understand as Christians, to what level are we supposed to go?
Wow.
How am I supposed
Now,
to carry myself? Yes.
That's very important. That what I'm liking a lot about is that you're focusing on Christian dating.
Yes.
And the good thing about Christian dating, you're not copying the world.
Yes.
You are copying. You're using biblical principles and the things that the Bible or God would like, and that is very important, because most allow me to say church girls or church guys, they are confused in that area, because you don't know which model to take, whether it's the worldly model or the church model or the Christian model. And so it is very important for each and every person that is born again and is purposing to live a godly life, to know how to handle and to carry themselves when in courtship. Not even before we reach into courtship, what I can first say, before each and every person proposes or decides, this is a girl I would like to follow, this is a girl that I want to pursue, this is a man I want to pursue. As a person, maybe allow me first to say, as a lady first, a man has come, a man that you feel I would like, I like this guy. I think I like him. But finally that guy, maybe that you just felt as if you like him, has come to you, finally has proposed and have shown some interest, have taken you out for coffee and has told you now, sweetie, he'll not even say sweetie, he'll say, now allow me to use a name like, Valerie.
Uh-huh.
Valerie, I've been seeing you. I want you. I'd like to be in a relationship with you. Now, there is that time that somebody has agreed whether to continue. I mean, to be in a relationship with a person
Yes.
or not. Before that, there are some things that every believer, every Christian should know. First of all, there is a thing that we normally say, two cannot work together unless
Unless
they
they
agreed.
agree, yeah.
And also there is somewhere also the Bible says that that light and darkness cannot be together.
Yes.
That means that if somebody is not a believer and you are a believer, if you allow yourself to be involved with somebody that is not a believer,
Yes.
your relationship will compromise. It will not be a relationship that God admires a lot. It's not a relationship that the heavens say, this is a person that I've chosen well.
Yes.
So even before maybe we talk a lot about maybe how to behave, first of all, you have to understand the person that you have involved yourself with. It's somebody
Who
that
should you get into this
Thank
courtship
you.
with?
Yes. Is it a person that has the same faith as you? Is it a person that is serious with God as you? Is it a person that loves God as you? And so because of that already so many things will fall into place when already you have the right person in your life. And now, after you have accepted that you have said, this is a guy I don't mind getting married to, or this is a girl I don't mind her becoming my wife. From there, from that time, there is a way everything around your life changes. Because even the way you view yourself, you don't now view yourself as a girl, you see yourself as a wife, a potential wife. Even if you're a 21 years old girl, and you have allowed to say a yes to somebody, you start seeing yourself like in the next 2 to 3 years, you'll be somebody's wife. That is something you should have in your mind. And that is something that will always give you something to say, oh my goodness, do women behave like this? Do men behave like this? Now, what I would say, every person, every believer, anybody that wants to go to heaven, even if you want to get married, you have to be a person that you'll determine in your heart that this person that I've brought into my life or have attracted or I have accepted to come into my life will not separate me from the love that I have for God. You have to purpose and say, even if I'm in love with this person and I'm so desperate to be married to him, this person will not make me hate God. He'll make me even love God more. And so that is why, in the first place, you have to look for somebody that loves God with all his heart. I think there was a time I was saying, I wish each and every person, the magnet that is bringing us together is the love that the other person has for God. Because I think that is the most romantic thing. Imagining that a guy that you love, that you see how he prays, how he
that draws you closer to God.
Even than what he has.
Exactly. By the way, as a Christian, I think that one is very important. As a Christian, so it means before you get into courtship, you have to consider the values of the partner you're getting into courtship with. Because these values will either make courtship easier for you or difficult for you. Because if it's someone who you don't share the same values with, something like, for example, drawing closer to God or things that draw you closer to God becomes an option to him. Like, I don't care. I don't care. He's saying this, you're saying this. Making you compromise at times so that you can please him. So it means before you get to this courtship thing, you have to consider, who am I getting into?
Yes.
Very important.
That is very important. Another thing is you as a lady, you as a man, do you already have that strong relationship with God? Because if you don't value things of God, you'll not value people of God. If you don't value believers, if you don't value your salvation, you'll not value other people's salvation, and you'll just say, this is another, maybe he's just like me. So first of all, what I normally say, that is why the Bible says that remember your God in the days of your youth. Remember God in the days of your, because when you have that God, he's the one that will make your values, your values will be more valuable. You'll have some standard. You have some, there is a level you'll be that is not like, you're not basing so many things with worldly standards. And so one thing you should do as yourself is first to think, who am I? What kind of a believer am I? Am I a person that is determined that maybe later in life, I would like to serve God. I would like to know God. I'm desperate to even to know a lot of things about God.
Yes.
Because if you don't have any desire, if you don't have, you're not aspiring to be with God and to know God more,
Yes.
you'll not even, you'll just be with
You just
anyone.
get, yes, you'll just get anyone.
Yes,
By the way.
yes.
So it means like you also have as a young Christian lady or a young Christian man, you also have you also need to have like, what is your focus?
Yes, what is your
What
focus?
is your focus?
Yes.
Are you looking for someone who is going to draw you closer to God?
Yes.
Or are you just looking for any believer, provided I am born again, provided umesikia tu mtu amesema I am so and so and I'm born again, right?
Kuja.
Come.
Yes.
Alafu, you find like some of these relationships, some of these people that come along your way, there are people like, okay, it all depends with you, with your values, as we've said. Because if you're someone who serves faithfully in the church, you'll also look for someone who is serving in the church, because there's something that you share in common.
Yes.
There's something that you share in common.
Yes. Allow me now, like, for example, in my case, allow me to give a small story about my life. When I give my life to Christ, I just wanted to know a lot about God. I was in that stage that I'm so sold out to God until nobody could. I was feeling as if maybe relationship will make me sinful. Have you ever seen like when you're in love, you're sinning? I was that kind of a girl.
Yes.
But now I came to realize, because I've been praying and I just still also want to get married, I have to be serious. I have to also focus also on the issues of marriage. And so when the man that came to me now, by then he was a good brother. Not a pastor. When I saw how much he loves God, oh my goodness, I could say, I wish my brother was like him. I wish my father was like, you just see something that you have not seen many men doing. And you just like, wow, he can pray for this long. He goes to church. He's so committed, until you say, I wish men were like this.
And that drew you.
That was like a magnet. You just admire how he loves God, how he's doing his things, how he's also passionate about God, just like you. Now, what I wanted first to say, if you are determined to live a godly, you are pursuing God and you are determined to live a godly life, when you get a person that also have the same values, it will be so healthy and so easy for you to do a good courtship, a holy courtship. Because what has come is because most people, because we fall in love, especially as ladies. When you love with all your heart. You love until, oh my goodness. Especially as church girls, I know, because most of us, we know God. We have not involved ourselves with a lot of men. When you love, you feel like this man has taken over everything about your life. So you have to be very disciplined. You have to be very careful on how you're handling everything in courtship. Because what courtship means, it means that the moment you have told a man yes, the moment you have told a girl, yes, I want to be with you, you forget every other man. Even if another guy will just come and tell you, hey, I want to marry you, you cannot tell him yes, if already you've committed yourself to someone else. So that is very, very important. That is why, as you are saying, courtship is very, very important, because the moment you give yourself to someone, you have blocked every other person. You cannot date two people at the same time, because that is a sin already. Now, how should we behave? Allow me now to go back to your question, the way you asking. How should you behave as a girl? A man has come and really loves you, and you can sense that he loves you. There is one thing I normally say, that as a girl, it's always good to notice somebody that loves you so much. Women, we are able to detect this person who want to sleep with me, this person who is so much in love, this person is full of lust, this person is just doing this he has just come from a certain rejection. Women can be able to detect, especially the first time you meet a person. The first time a man comes to you, there is something that tells you, this man is a good man. This looks like a con man. This looks like a godly man. This looks like a serious. There is some, even without talking much, there is something inside of you that will tell you, this is a nice guy. Now, when you feel that conviction and you feel that peace, whatever now you'll do, at least there is some confidence you have behind your mind when you have already know that this appears to be a good person.
Yes.
Now when you are with that good person, the way you behave, because let me tell you something, Miriam, it's not that men are running short. I know there is that thing that nowadays ladies are saying that if you miss one guy to get another one, it will take so long.
Yeah.
It's not that men are not many. What we are doing is that most ladies especially, we misbehave a lot in courtship.
Sure.
Until the boy child feels as if, oh, I don't feel attracted to this girl again because she's too much.
Yeah, sure.
Let me try another one. Then when he elopes or he just leaves you or he breaks the relationship, you start crying and saying men are
the same.
not are the same. Ni mafisi. We call them fisi. But sometimes it's because of how we behave and how we handle ourselves. No, what I can say, as a lady, you have to have some principles that you have. And they have not been brought up by the courtship stage. Principles that since you're a girl, there was something you have always said in your heart. Principle that nobody can convince you otherwise. Like, for example, there is a lady who has said, me, I'll never get married to I cannot become somebody's second wife. There is something, maybe as a girl, there is a principle. When you see a married man, you see this is a no-go zone.
Yes.
There is somebody else who says, me, I cannot sleep with a man before they marry me. Yes. It's a principle that nobody can tell you you can try. Yeah. That one is something nobody can tell you. So what you should do now, when you're in courtship, those are the principles that guides your relationship. If, for example, you're the kind that have said, I will never sleep with a man before he becomes my husband. Yes. That is a very good principle. Even if nobody has ever, even if it's a principle you've never put, that is a principle that works in our kingdom. Yes. The principle of maintaining a holy
sexual
purity. What does that mean? It means that to maintain that, to make that standard, to make that work, as a lady, you have a great role to play, because this world we are living is a very sexual world, and how you behave, you are very likely, it's very likely to induce romantic feelings on the other person. And so what does that mean? It means that if you are determined to live, to do a holy matrimony, you have to put very strong principles in the area of sex. Yes. What does that mean? It means that there are some boundaries you'll put when it comes to contact with the other person. Yeah. That means you avoid things like kissing, you avoid things like hugging, you avoid a lot of like holding hands. As a lady, you have the greatest role to play when it comes to courtship, to make the guy or the man also to be able to also stand. And as a lady, you have to know that you are like the one that will be accountable if that relationship becomes defiled or becomes sexually impure. So it's the lady
who is accountable?
Yes, that's how I feel it. I normally say I blame the lady more than the man. Do you know why? Because you're not a child, and you are able to escape or to do something against, maybe if something like that tries to appear. So what I can say is that as a lady, try to guard this person that God has given you, to help him to be able to live pure, to live a pure.
Maybe you can mention what are some of the things that you need to do as a lady to help both of you. Actually, it's both of you, yes, to remain sexually pure until your marriage.
Now, one of the things you can do is, first of all, to avoid being in a private place with a man. Now, you have gotten into courtship with this man, but the moment you start now visiting his house, even if you are just saying, I'm just going to see how, I didn't see him yesterday, he told me he's unwell, let me just go see how he's doing. You should never visit a man's house on your own, when you are alone. Not only when you are alone, even sometimes you normally say you can go when you are many, but you'll go when you are many.
For the first
time. Another time you'll say, now I've known his house. He'll tell you, no, you don't have to come with someone. Let me just pass. I know. That passing by again, it will become a passing by another time. It rains again. And then one thing leads to another.
Yes.
Then he starts saying, I just went, I didn't think anything will
And you
come
know,
up.
most young people think that this thing is a process. It's a process that takes 3-4 hours. And some of them will tell you, me, I know myself. I cannot.
Good,
That's what
thank
they say.
you.
Me, I know myself. I cannot fall into it. It happens just like
I know.
before you come to
Even
realize
him,
what
even
have
him.
I done.
I know. It will come as a surprise to both of you, because even maybe you are not even planning. Even you are not even imagining such a thing to happen. But because of the environment that you find yourself in, you find that some things, the enemy, I think, takes advantage of that, and most people find themselves in a place they are not able to detangle themselves from. Now, another thing you should do is the wearing, how you wear. You are dressing when you're in courtship. Because the moment, even if you're going out for a cup of coffee, if you just go with some very exposed dress, you're like, even the guy's looking and saying, oh my goodness, when will I hold these things I'm seeing here? Oh my God. Yet he's looking, he cannot even tell you anything constructive, because already his mind is not thinking straight. Because yes, maybe he has been seeing you in church, but now you have appeared a different person. You are wearing outfits that you cannot go with them to church. And you remember this guy or this person, you are with him because there is some kind of love, some kind of attraction that you feel towards each other. So the moment you do something that will bring about romantic things, I'm telling you, it will go out of hand.
And you see, when the Bible talks about do not arouse love.
Yes, before it's time. And that is where most people do not remember. When you see the Bible talking about that, the Bible knows why it was saying that. Now, the dressing of a lady, how should you dress? Dress modern, but elegantly.
Yes.
Just be modern, even if you don't have to wear those long dresses we're wearing, but just look pretty, look nice, as long as you're not exposing your body too much. And let me tell you something, how you handle yourself in courtship matters a lot. You people can predict the kind of a wife you'll be. A man will be able to predict what kind of a woman this person shall become. Even if you're trying to pretend you're a modern girl, become modern but look pretty, presentable, do some nice makeup, wear some nice clothes. Even if it's a casual wear, just let it be presentable. Another thing, as you asked about not inducing those romantic feelings, is again how you communicate. That also see even in the area of men. Now, Miriam, we are in courtship with someone. Somebody has called me. The moment the other person is calling you, and from the other side, you cannot want anybody else to hear what you're saying, know that is a conversation that is not healthy. If, for example, you are a lady and a man calls you, or you're a man and a lady calls you, and you move away from people in case you are with people, and you talk with somebody when you are hiding somewhere, I think that is one of the signs that what you are talking is something that is not, people should not hear, because it's not something nice. Because even if somebody calls me and tells me, Patricia, I love you, I will say, I love you too. And somebody will not feel, even if you can say that even when your mother is there, because they know. But the moment he starts telling you now, is there somebody, are you with someone? You say, no. Now, what are you doing? What are you wearing? What are you what? Can you take a photo? You see, you find you are like even shaking. You are talking in a very small tone. Everything, and until somebody who doesn't know there is something happening, they'll know these people. There's something they're discussing that is not right.
And you see, as you said, it all starts by that.
It all starts by that.
And then tomorrow you'll not start to ask about how you dressed. You will just go directly to. When I sleep, I'm just thinking about you. Just take a photo of yourself. And you know, these things are happening even in the Christian in the Christian world. It's happening. You find people are courting and they're sending even naked photos to each other.
Can I tell you something? From the beginning, from the time now you are in courtship with someone, let it be very official. Because one thing everybody should know, this is not your wife, this is not your husband. Even if you be a wife in 2 months' time, even if you'll be a husband in 2 months' time, you have already not been given permission to to behave like you're somebody's husband or someone's wife.
Yes.
So how you are supposed to talk, the conversation that you're supposed to talk, it's not something that will arouse feelings, sexual feelings,
Yes.
between someone. It's somebody that even if I take your phone, even if I go through your WhatsApp or your messages, your mom can see it and will not tell you, what are these? And can I tell you something? I know people may say, this is an old school woman.
That's what they say. Like right now, you talk to them, that's what they say. But you see, one thing I love is that whoever follows whatever there's one thing I say, Patricia, I might be younger or I might be older. Like, for example, I might have a friend who is like, okay, I'm not yet 40. A friend who is 40 but is not married. But I'm less than 40 and married. Do you know this? An experience I have that I can talk to this friend of mine who is 40 and above. So they should not like ignore me. Whatever we tell young people today, most of them seem to ignore and think like we are old fashioned.
Yes.
Like we don't understand the world they're living in today.
Yes.
But whoever follows whatever they are told to do, those people are safe.
I'm telling you, these are principles that I've seen working. These are some of things I did when I was youth. And it helped me a lot that by the time you are entering into marriage, by the time you are walking down the aisle to the altar, you are entering into a holy matrimony. This man, you see him as in, it's like you have been married to your brother until you are like, is this a man that, the way you have seen that man not as a sexual thing, but as a man or like a brother. Yes. Now, what I'm saying is that as a lady, how you are communicating is very important. It's very good. Communication, of course, is very important in the courtship stage. But the moment it goes more into bedrooms and your bodies, it becomes now something else. Because the moment you talk to somebody on the phone and you start talking things that are naughty, the time you'll meet with him, he'll tell you, hey, you remember what you told me the other time we were talking on the phone? Can you allow me just to do this?
Just to see.
Hey, because now you are nearer. Because of what? Because you entertained it, even if you are away from each other. Now, allow me, like, for example, allow me to give my story. When I met my husband, when we were in courtship, there was a time he went to abroad for 3 years, and we were in courtship. But can I tell you something? We used to talk a lot because he has been away for a long time. And can I tell you, my sister could stay there and hear how we are talking. He stayed for 3 years. But we did a very healthy communication until people thought maybe our relationship is no longer working because it appears nothing interesting is happening. But you see, when he came back, we still got married. So what I can say, there's no excuse of entertaining a very unholy conversation until... Anyway, I don't know even what I can say, but some things that you feel it's a disguise until you feel like you are defiled just by talking with someone.
Defilement. And you see the Bible talks about presenting your bodies as living sacrifice. So the moment you start talking about, as you say, about your bodies, about those very intimate things, deep things that you need to be talking about. When you see some of those things, even when you're in marriage, you find yourself as a married couple, a holy couple, there are things, but you can't go into details with. But you find people who are doing or talking about those things and
they're not even in marriage.
So I think we've learned a few things. They don't, no kissing.
Yeah, no kissing, no hugging, no visiting places.
Is hugging bad?
Hugging is... allow me to say, things that you're not doing, you should not do things when you are both of you together. If you're hugging if somebody comes and hugs you in front of people, I think that is better than when you are hugging when you're in privacy. So there's a difference. When you start hugging when no one is around and you prolong the hug and it becomes like, it's like, it's not so official. Me, I normally say, take courtship official. Like, let this become like just a good brother and see this like a good sister. The moment you shall be told now from today,
you'll have all the time to do all those things that you want to do.
Yes,
that's one thing people never.
I know. We have a problem with nowadays church boys, and people say that this this church boy child
Yes.
wanashindwa kuwa romantic. But I normally say it's even better when you find that one that is not si mjuaji kuliko huyu mwenye anakuambia mjuaga mjuana
simlani ujuaji pamoja umchanue kama mko kwa nyumba. Exactly. Rather than getting ule mwenye amechanuka.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah, that one mwenye amechanuka ataanza kukuchanua and before you come to realize
yes.
I think when it comes to sexual life, the best is that which you explore together as a husband and as a wife. It is just amazing. Ile yenye haina kuibia, ile yenye haina kujificha.
Kila mtu na ushamba yake.
Ile yenye haina kujificha. You can do all those things that you want to do.
Yes.
Kwa nini you do them when you're in courtship?
Yes.
And then you're fearing. And then number two also, whatever you're doing, what I can say is that whatever you're doing in your courtship, like, let God be your number one audience. If whatever you're doing, you will fear to do it before God akikuwa hapo, then stop it.
Yes.
Just know that wherever God is, He's watching.
Yes.
Whether you're in public, you're in private, God is watching. And is it
you.
something that will please God, or is it something that is defiling you, as you're saying, that will take you away from the presence of God?
Yes, and yes, that's very true. Another thing is that that like I normally say that you see when anybody sacrifices to maintain their relationship to be pure, it becomes like a seed of God blessing your marriage later.
Exactly.
The things that you're feeling as if I was not born again, this guy, I'm telling you, if I was not born again, this girl right now, what I would be doing.
That feels, that joy that fills your heart on your wedding day.
I know.
Like, I have overcome.
Yes.
Challenges have been there, but finally
I have overcome. That sacrifice of not doing those things we are saying, that is what God rewards later in marriage, because the world we are living in, not so many people would like to do that.
Yes.
Most people will say, me, I want to sleep with this guy. Nowadays, I know there are those things people are saying, you don't know whether this person is whatever, whether his body can function. Yes. I want to try maybe before. Yes. I don't know whether this girl is barren. Let me try where I see how. Those are worldly, those are myths that are from the world. Now, what I'll say, girls and ladies and gentlemen, everybody has to play their part. Another thing, as you were saying, there is this thing of ladies becoming all over. When a man, now you're in a relationship with a man, you don't give him space anymore. From there, where are you? I called you, you didn't pick my phone. You are seeing another woman. Yeah, what is happening? Is it that you're not interested with me? You are like, you take so much, a big percentage of his life until he cannot breathe. Allow him. It's not wrong. Sometimes he can miss your call. And that does not mean that he's doing other things or he doesn't love you. Missing his call is not something that you should, even I texted you last night, you replied 8 hours after, what were you thinking? Why are you not? Just let him be. Even him, he's learning how to live with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. As we are coming to a conclusion, I think we have learned. We have learned how courtship should be done in a Christian way. We have known what extents that people should go when it comes to courtship. Your audience number one should be God.
Yes.
And if anyone is coming to take you away from the presence of God, let that person go away. And you remain with God.
With God.
Rather than pleasing this person and the presence of God departs from you. So it is upon you to choose who you prioritize. Are you prioritizing your fiancé?
Yes.
And then you can compromise and just let the presence of God depart from you? Or are you putting God as your focus number one? Because you see, as you said, these things, that courtship might not, it's not necessarily like at the end of the day that courtship must lead to marriage.
Yes.
Some of those courtships is you come and realize like this person is not the way I thought he is. So, watch out, let me do away with him. And let me give myself time. Maybe God is going to give me someone else, which is okay. And that is why it is important. Courtship stage is very important. So that whenever you decide you're getting married, it's something you have decided from the bottom of your heart.
Yes.
And there is nothing whatsoever that is coming to stop you from doing it. So, I just have one more question as we are concluding. This courtship thing, how long should it take?
How long should it take? That is very important. What I would say, there is no ile time imewekwa at it should take this time.
Yes.
But I normally say as long as most courtship does not go less than a year. Anything that is less than 1 year is not so healthy, because that's a very short time. Because this is not a person that you're living with him in the same house, and maybe you are meeting after maybe a week once, or maybe after 2 weeks you are meeting once. So if you're not meeting so frequently, this is not a person that you have been able even to learn him a lot about him. I think it's good to prolong the relationship. And then there are, I normally say it depends also with how often, I mean, how is the communication? If you are the kind that maybe the other person is weak in communication, because that happens a lot. You find maybe a lady is so weak in communicating, the man is so weak in, you find you are strangers even after maybe a year. I think that is why it's good to, you get some very ample time to learn a person, but it should not then go to so many years. Because if it
becomes boring.
it becomes boring. The other person is impatient, and you can also imagine everybody is aging. If you met when you are 23 and you wait for 5 years, there are others that are meeting at 26 and they're getting married in 2 years. So every time you count, it's a year that has just gone like that. There are others that are getting married, they're getting children when you're just there. So as long as you feel there is this conviction that I feel this is a good person, you have prayed about it, you have felt God leading you, this is a person, I think it's always good to go ahead and get married and make everything official. Let it not be a secret, as in like, let
we are the people of the light.
You are the people of the light. Let your pastor know. Involve your pastor. Involve a couple mentor. Involve a parent. Let your mom know that there is a guy you know you've met and you are introducing him soon to him. I mean to her. At least let there be like 3 people that they can be monitoring how you people are doing. Because I think that also helps, because they'll put you on toes. They'll be asking, there's a time you told me there is a person. How far have you gone? So it will help you also to have some timeline. Inakani kama imewekwa timeline. Yes. So thank you so much.
That is awesome. That is so great. I am sure the young people have really benefited from this. It is very important. We want to restore back the initial purpose and how things should be done in the rightful way. Stop following those other people of the world. You want to do things the way you're seeing them do. Ati because alichukua mtu akamweka kwa nyumba and then they did their wedding after 1 year, ama after they got their first baby. That is not what the Bible talks about when it comes to marriage, when it comes to right courtship. So I hope you have really benefited from this. It is very important. If you are courting, you know what to do, you know what not to do, and let your initial purpose or your aim be God. Everything that you're doing, let your aim be God. If whatever you're doing or whatever your partner is telling you to do is something that will not please God, just leave it.
Just leave
it. It's as simple as that. The aim should be God is our audience number 1, and whatever we are doing should be pleasing to God. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being here. Kindly leave your comments down below, whatever you have learned from this video. It is very important. It is encouraging us. I know that we are speaking to people who are in courtship, or people who are almost into courtship, or you're there, or you have not even met your partner. These things will be helpful to you. When you have this knowledge, itakusaidia mahali. So for now, we say goodbye and let's meet in our next video. Bye bye.